Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Valley Cafe. My name is Anne. Have you ever asked an English teacher how to say or how to spell? If you have, make sure that you watch this video. Today, I'm going to share with you some common questions that you can use to ask an English teacher or a native speaker when you come across something that you don't know when you're learning English. All right, so let's get right into it. So the one question that I often hear English learners say is how I can, teacher, how I can improve my speaking. All right, so here when you want to ask a question like, what can I do to improve my speaking? You can ask, how can I? So how can I improve my speaking? Or what can I do? What can I do to improve my speaking? What can I do to increase my vocabulary? Okay, so ask, how can I? Or what can I do? Okay, so never ever ask how I can, okay, because this is a question, so it's how can I? All right, the next one is I have a question about. So if you have some questions that you would like to ask, you can say, I have a question about how to use the present perfect. I have a question about the TH pronunciation. Okay, so I have a question about, and then you go on and talk about, explain what is the question that you have. So I have a question about. The next one, I often hear English learners say, how to spell. Now, the correct way to say it is, how do you spell? So, for example, how do you spell exhausted? How do you spell laugh? Okay, so how do you spell? The next question is, what do you call? So if you want to know the name of something in English, you can say, what do you call? And then describe that thing. What do you call the thing that we pour water into and that we can drink from it? It's a cup. So what do you call? And then describe that object or the thing that you want to learn. Or you can say, how do you say, and then whatever the word is in English. So if you know a word in your native language, for example, I know the Spanish word entiendo. I want to know how to say it in English. I can ask, how do you say entiendo in English? Or 生气. This is a Chinese word. I want to learn how to say in English. How do you say 生气 in English? The next question, what does something mean? So you might see something or hear a new word. You don't know what it means. You can ask, what does cut down mean? By the way, do you know what cut down means? What does this phrasal verb mean? If you know, write it down in the comments. What does cut down mean? Or if you hear somebody say something, you don't know what it means, right away you can say, what does that mean? What does that mean? The next question is, could you tell me? So for example, could you tell me what's the most effective way to improve my pronunciation? Okay, could you tell me? And the next question is, could you recommend? So you can ask, could you recommend a good grammar book? Okay, the next one is, what's the difference between? So what's the difference between the present perfect and the past tense? What's the difference between the long E sound and the short E sound? Okay, so what's the difference between? All right, I hope that these questions will allow you to become a better English learner, to be able to ask the questions that you don't know when you're learning English. And always remember, it's good to take charge of your learning, to become a proactive learner and ask questions whenever you don't understand something. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know. And don't forget to subscribe and tap on the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week back here for a new lesson.